y'all. Welcome back to the Mommy First podcast.
Where you're a mommy first.
And a baddie immediately after.
It's your girl Dannie, Dannie the icon.
It's typical Tana.
And it's your girl Lila.
Ooh, did you see her? I think I wanna meet her. I love a big group, a divine fine creature. Everybody in the clique, that aura now I need the face car never decline. Shorty favorite chance.
Oh yeah, how y'all been? It's been a while.
It's
been a while.
What's going on? What's new? Y'all been outside.
Ladies, you look good.
We had to pop out a little bit.
Where y'all been? Talk about it, mommies.
We went to the show.
Yeah, we went to the show, went to Chicago, had a little good old time with Solo 3 and T.
Hey,
Shout out to y'all.
hello.
Shout out to the crew, the fam.
Yes. We did a tabling event.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Forgot about that, yeah. With Purpose Over Profit and met a couple of mommies there. So it was a nice little time.
So if y'all need
Did
some
some
table event, y'all
networking.
can hit us up. Or any us, hosting anything. We got y'all.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely.
Okay. So a couple shows with Solo.
Yeah.
Everything. You have fun?
We did.
Yeah.
So the mommy's got
Twerk.
outside. Okay.
Especially this one right here.
Really? Yeah. Ooh.
Just a little bit. Just a little
don't
bit.
let
Just a
the
little
don't
bit.
let the soft spoken
Right.
fool
And
you.
just a little bit. I don't really got nothing to twerk, but just a little bit.
Girl, you better twerk that back.
I threw my back out a couple times.
Threw
Threw
your
my back
back
out a
out.
couple times.
I'm crying. Well, I'm glad y'all got to get outside.
We missed you.
I know, but man.
How you
multiple
been?
job mommy over here.
Mhm.
Mommy
Yeah.
first.
Mommy first.
True hustler.
True hustler.
hustler, yes.
I'm always booked and busy doing something.
Hey.
It's main job, side job, second job.
That's right.
So I just never have the time. But I'll be back outside with y'all. I'm gonna
Yeah.
work out my schedule to get back
Okay.
outside. But
That's
definitely
good.
good to be back on the couch.
Yes,
To
definitely.
get to talking.
Mhm.
So, because there's been a lot going on we want to talk about.
Ooh.
Yes.
So, Joseph had T-ball. His
Okay.
first sport. He just finished it. And so he had fun. He did
Oh,
good.
great
And we're going to get
job,
to sport number
Jojo.
2 soon. But we had a situation because there's a playground at the T-ball field. So every time after a game, he wants to play the playground. I usually let him for just a little bit. But playgrounds give me anxiety. I don't know if they give y'all anxiety. Yeah, I feel kind of weird. Like,
Yeah.
because everybody don't watch their kids.
Right,
And everybody
yeah.
don't, teach the kids the way I teach my kid or, like, say how
Mhm.
to interact with other kids. And my nephew, she brought it up yesterday with the playground that he's like, why is it always kids wanting to pick on Joseph? Like, it's always kids
Aw.
wanting to pick on JoJo. And I'm like, I don't know. He's like, are they jealous of him? I said, yep, probably.
Right.
But yeah, it's like, my son's always the one that the kids want to pick on for some reason.
Hmm.
So at this playground, at his T-ball field, we've had a couple instances where there's been like a problematic kid that's like kind of picked on him a little extra for whatever reason, and Joe just be minding his business. He just likes to play. He wants to play with everybody. He just wants to have fun. But the last situation on the last day of T-ball, I was definitely fed up. So there was a kid, a bigger kid, probably like 6, 7,
Oh,
like
no.
older, and Joe's only 3, but he was like a lot bigger than Joe. And he just kept like just picking with Joe, and I would just catch, he would like trying to like look, see somebody's looking, then he'll like push him or hit him or do different stuff like that, or like get on a part of the playground that Joe wants to get on just so Joe can't get on it, like just little stuff. What? And yeah, so I would go to him, and it's happened before. It usually don't get to the level it got to at this time though, but I usually would go like, hey, we're gonna share, or like if the kid was on the thing first, I'm like, well, JoJo go play with something else. He was on there first. Like I tried to be fair.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm telling the little boy like, so he got off one part at one point, and Joe tried to get on it. He tried to jump back on it again. I was like, well, hey, he let you play on it. It's his turn. So I kind of like try to like diffuse that situation. The little boy in this situation,
Okay, sorry.
the little boy like, so it was like a climbing thing.
Okay.
So the little boy like ran around and got to the top of it, and he kind of like stood there in the area where JoJo's gonna be coming up, and I kind of like pay attention, like why is he just standing in that area? It was other kids there, but he was like standing. I could tell he was waiting for JoJo. So JoJo gets on there, and he like pushes past JoJo, like he was standing there the whole time, but as soon as JoJo got up, he pushed past him and ran across it. So I'm like, I said, where's your mommy? Because okay, now you're doing too much. Where's your mommy at? He like points, like she's over there. I said, okay. Well, can you leave my son alone? Can you go your way and he goes his way? Or you gonna leave him alone? So later on, the little boy, I forgot, he did something else. And I was telling him, I was like, hey, just leave my son alone. Like, can you just go over there and not play with him? And JoJo was instigating a little bit. He was like, yeah, because you did. I'm like, JoJo, no, you go over there too. Like, now you instigating. I got this, baby.
Yeah.
You go over there, leave him alone. Y'all ain't gonna play with each other. in that situation, JoJo's like holding like a pole like this, and the little boy like hit his hand. And I don't know if anybody's ever, you holding a pole, somebody hits your hand, it hurts.
It does hurt.
Yeah.
So JoJo starts crying. Like, he's like, ow, and just starts crying. So I'm like, oh no. I said, where's your mama? I'm yelling, people looking. I'm like, where's your mama at? And he's like a little light-skinned boy. So I see like this little white lady who has like mixed kids. Says, is this your little boy in the red shirt? And she was like, no. And I guess me saying that, I saw a black lady stand up and look. I was like, is this your little boy? And she was like, yeah, that's mine. I was like, well, hey, he keeps doing this. This is my son. I like to come to the parent because I ain't trying to, reprimand nobody's kids. But I like to let the parent know. So she ended up being a good mom. So she sat him down. He come over being a victim, like, he was hitting me. She said, no, he wasn't. Come sit down.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, because he's lying.
Yeah.
My little boy, even if he was, he's 3, you probably like 7.
Yeah, it's a
he's
clear
not
difference.
hurting you.
Yeah.
So she made him sit down, which was good. But I was telling my friends about it afterwards, and my best friend thought I was very, very nice for finding the mom. She was like, I wouldn't have found him. I would just told the little boy right then and there, like, reprimand him right there. And I was trying to explain to her, like, people get tricky with that because not everybody wants somebody reprimanding their kids. Yeah. And I didn't want this mom because I saw myself getting heated, and it was the point I was about to start yelling.
Yeah.
So like, I don't want some random mom because luckily she was a good mom, but she could have not been a good mom. She could have been like a ghetto mom and been like, "Why are you yelling at my child?" Yeah. And now we fighting in the playground in front of all the kids. So that's what kind of made me bring up the topic of like, how do y'all feel about somebody reprimanding your kid, or how you feel about reprimanding other people's kids, like a stranger's kid, like at the playground, at the park? You think it's okay? Or do you have like...
So when you first brought it up, it had me thinking, okay, what's your version of, or what's the people's version of reprimanding? Because I'm thinking, before I heard the actual story, that you didn't say nothing to the boy at all. But hearing the story, I'm like, okay, I think you did pretty well by saying something to the boy before, like a couple of times before going to the mom. My question while you was having the story was, how did he respond when you was, starting to say stuff to him? How did he respond to you? Did he just look at you like, who are you?
Yeah, he'll look at me, or he might say, okay, and then kind of go off, but then he'll find his way back around to JoJo again. So I'm like, okay, I have to keep telling you, but like he'll say, like first he would like kind of look at me, but he kind of responded. I was like, where's your mom? He like pointed out. I was like, what's your name? He told me his name. So he was like a little bit responsive, but it wasn't kind of like it was kind of like he just listened just to make me go away, kind of situation. Right. So that's what that was.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like I would have responded the same way you responded. So, I mean, there has been several times where I've had to say something to somebody else's child. But, of course, like, I feel like you went the right way about it. You said it nicely, stuff like that. So, I don't think anybody would have been like, well, why are you yelling at my child? Because I didn't, it didn't sound to me like you were yelling.
No.
You might have been frustrated.
Right. I was almost there.
Frustrated and, upset. I mean, anybody would be. But I feel like you went about it the right way, and I feel like that's how I would go about it. And then after several attempts of me trying to tell this child, leave my son alone, and he still doesn't, then it's like, yeah, okay, well, let's go find your parent, because obviously, you're not hearing me.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, like, I don't know if it's because I work with children that I just automatically go into that role of like trying to diffuse situations, like you said, diffuse situations, or trying to correct a child, or be like, trying to come up with some alternatives or something. So like I've done it. So I feel like I would go about it the same way you did.
What's your best?
And I personally, I've had people correct my son.
I was ask how you feel about that. We always preach you need a village, sports shoes. How do you feel about somebody correcting your child?
If they're doing it I feel like if they did it the way that you did it, then I wouldn't have an issue with that.
Okay.
Because I'm like, if I see that somebody's saying something to him, of course I'm gonna walk over and be like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh well, I saw that he was, messing with my child, or he was hitting my son, or he was doing this and doing that. And of course, I'm like, okay, thank you
Yeah.
for handling that situation. And then, you know, I'm going to also come back and be like, what did she just say?
Oh, okay.
She said, you know, that you were doing this to her son, blah, blah. What's the deal?
What do you do if kind of how that little boy played the victim? What if the lady goes away and you asking your son like, well, what happened? He's like, I didn't do anything. What do you do in that situation? Do you believe your child or do you believe what that lady told you?
So I am, I mean, I guess it's about knowing your child.
Mm-hmm.
And so, it seems to me that parent knew how her son was.
I know. I love her reaction.
So
He said was like, no, you did. No, he didn't. Come on. I was like, I'm glad she's a good mama because I was ready to fight.
Exactly.
I was prepared for it.
Because I teach my son, if somebody do something to you, you come tell me.
Yeah.
So if you don't automatically come and tell me and somebody else has to come and tell me, then you're
That's
wrong.
how JoJo is too. Yeah, he come and tells me.
You did exactly what they said that you did.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you had it, you would have came to me before they had the chance to come.
Right. That's a good point.
So,
what do you think, Tana? Would you believe your child or would you believe the person? Let's start with that question.
It depends on the situation because I know how my child is.
Yeah.
But I would ask both sides, kind of similar to what happened with us, but I would ask both sides to really decipher what's really going on, and then I would invite the parent into the conversation. But I guess when it comes to reprimanding, it depends on, like, if I know, like, say I'm at church or my friends or whatnot, I wouldn't really get too bothered if they're yelling at my child because I've been around it and they straighten up. But if it's a complete stranger, then yes, I would feel some type of way.
yelling, yeah.
Yeah, I would feel some type of way if a stranger was yelling at my child. I don't know what the heck was going on.
Yeah.
So I really commend you for going to find the mom and knowing, okay, I'm getting frustrated. Yeah. Because some people just don't even identify that. They just go completely off. And then, like you said, it's going to be a scene at the playground. We don't need that. Now, my incident, I think I brought it up before, was when I came to Emory's daycare and when I was in Lexington and the peoples wasn't watching the kid and the older girl smacked Emory in the face. And I had to come, like, I literally went directly to that child and I said, no, we don't do that. And I kind of physically, separated them. And then I went to find a person. So it's like, I get the whole, it takes a village, but I don't know. It's a tricky situation.
Yeah, cause I don't know how I would react if I walked in and witnessed a child hitting my, cause I probably, mommy and probably would jump like you did, like, right. And like, we'll find the adult later. Right now, we get these kids separated. You ain't about to put your hands on my child. I don't play about my kid. Yeah. What about like an adult putting their hands on your child? That's also some of my best friends. Cause some of the old school grannies, they gon', whether they know the kid or not, they gon' do a little tap
on the hand.
Has that ever happened to y'all?
Tap on the butt. No.
That's never happened to me either. No. So I wouldn't even know.
My son ain't been around it that much, so I don't know. Like,
but I haven't had anybody like put their hand. What did she say? I had a lady kind of threaten a little bit, and I was kind of like, "Excuse you." It was kind of like an old school granny. It was kind of like she was like, "I whoop kids" or something like that to like JoJo. Like he was doing something. She was like, you know what I'm saying? Like she was like, "Well, my kids, my grandkids, I do this. I give you tap if you do that." So I kind of, it's at the braid shop. That's where it was at when I was getting my hair braided. It was and she was very, very nice because she kind of entertained JoJo while I was getting my hair done. But she did kind of say some things that was kind of like, all right, lady, tread lightly. Yeah. Like, I don't mind. Again, it takes a village. I was very appreciative that she didn't know my son, but she was making sure she was helping him get his food out. She was helping him, like, stay seated. But it was like, okay, that's as far as you can go. Exactly. Like, now you talking like you about to, like, thinking about tapping my child. Then we're going to be having a problem with the braid shop. Like, it's a limit.
It is a limit.
It's a limit. And, like, when you cross that
and that's
line,
a boundary. That's a hard boundary.
That's a hard boundary.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want people to watch their kids.
I agree. I swear, because I kind of have a little bit of playground anxiety too because of that. Because they don't watch their kids, and it's like, especially them older kids, they just want to take up space. They don't care where the little kids are. They're pushing them out the way. Yeah.
Any situation that playground is always older kids. There was one time where it was a younger kid, and I think he was just trying to be really, really playful with JoJo, and actually ended up finding his granny. But it didn't get to that point. Like, it kind of was like she happened to mention that she was his granny. But luckily, the little boy had stopped before, like, I had to, like, really talk to the granny. But, you know, this is the first time I got to a situation where I'm like, I'm actually going to go see the mom. And I've never had a situation where I had to go talk to the mom about my child.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, I guess I was ready to fight. So I'm like, I don't know how she going to react. Is this a little black kid? I don't know how the mom is going to be. She might be a good mom. She might be a ghetto mom. She might
Would you have felt the same way if it was a white kid or a different race kid? As far as fighting goes?
No, because they be scared of us. Scared of us. A black girl, she knows like her. She gonna go, if she was that type of mom, she gonna go toe, so we about to really be going at it. Yeah. A white girl, she gonna be scared that I'm even saying something to her. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And what I mean, it depends on where I'm at. Like, if I'm in Portland, then maybe I'm ready to fight. But it's out Germantown, about St. X, you know what I'm saying? Out Papa Level area, so I'm kind of like, if it's this white mom, she gonna be, I'll say something to her, she gonna be, oh, I'm so sorry.
Peter, come here.
Hey, come up here. Why would you do that? Say sorry. So I wouldn't be ready to fight if it was a white child.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm ready to fight either way.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't have had the thought like I'm about to fight with a white kid because like the white girl probably be scared of me just because I'm black. Yeah. But like a black girl, you know what I'm saying? We ain't scared of each other for real. We don't go toe each other. So that's why I was prepared.
So what about an adult, like maybe like an adult family member? Because like I mean, I be having my instances like Kendrick will come to me and he'd be like, oh, I can't say her nickname, but like. You know, she hit me or blah, blah. And I'm like, why are you putting your hands on my child? So, like, I know you his auntie, but why are you putting your hands on my child?
I saw somebody say that before. They said that their family member put their hands on their child and she got beloved and then she became the family. Like, you know, you can't say nothing to her child because she gonna feel and it was like, why is it like that? Like, just because I'm trying to break that curse of, like, beating my child. Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't want nobody... family or not doing something to my child that I really don't do.
Right. Yeah.
I tried, of course, Josiah has done his task before. I'm like, like he never has, but I tried not to get to that point.
Exactly.
So with my family, we went to Mother's Day at my granny's house. I let JoJo run free because I'm like, we got family here. Somebody go get them together if need be. But my family, at least not as of now, they haven't got to the point where they've been putting their hands on him, but they'll definitely like check him or they'll come tell me like, hey, we trying to get JoJo together, but he's still doing this and that. So my family's good with that. I don't think I'll be okay. I don't think I would be okay, but it's kind of like with family it gets weird because it's kind of like.
And it depends. Probably depends on what happened.
What happened?
How severe? I
mean, because like they both Leos.
Okay.
So
they doing anything.
No, I'm saying like they're literally identical.
So they be butting heads.
Personality.
Very headstrong.
And so like there's times where he wants to play with her, you know, she's all playful. And then a switch happens and she don't want to play no more, but he still want to play. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then there's times where he don't want to play, but she want to play, and then a switch, and you know, that happens. And so it was a time where they were playing together. He was in her room, they was playing, and then he got too wild and she was done playing. And so then, you know, he's still wanting to play, but she don't want to play no more. And so it's like she did something to make him stop playing or whatever. And so then that's when he came to me and crying. I'm like, oh, she hit me and da-da-da. And I'm just like...
That happened at the park that day too, man. This little boy hit this little boy so square in his jaw, bruh. It was like a real like... That little boy gonna fight real good when he gets older because he was done playing. But the little boy was still playing, so he like punched him in his jaw. But how old is the family member?
Yeah, she 27.
Okay.
Yeah, your younger sister.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
And my son is 4.
Okay. Well, as a grown woman, she should be able to vocalize to the child, like, okay, we're done.
She probably did.
I mean, she may have, but of
what
course,
would you prefer her to do?
He's playing.
But now everybody likes to play like that.
So why start it?
I don't think I would get to the point where I'm so done playing, I'm gonna tap the child.
Right.
I would probably just
like or say,
or I probably walk out the room.
Or easily could have said, "All right, come get your son."
That's what you prefer.
Yeah.
I would have been
situation, I would have been okay with you.
Right, I would have been like, all right, come on.
Because y'all started playing, and now you're done, and now he's not done. Because kids don't know how to regulate that. They don't. When they don't go,
especially
they
that
don't
young.
go.
Exactly. Because most of the time, I'll hear it.
Yeah.
And I heard the frustration, like, in her, and I'd be like, all right, Dwayne, it's time to go.
Yeah.
You know, come back in here, leave her alone, whatever.
Okay, yeah, no, I would be okay with them hitting them in that situation. I'd be like, come on, you're an adult now.
Like, I don't go to her and be like, so what's up? Like, why you putting your hands on my child? You know what I mean? I'll just be like, why you hit him?
You try to mediate it.
What's wrong? What'd he do? Like, he just keep on doing this and he keep on, and I'm like, okay.
I don't know, maybe you need to get to the point where you like, stop hitting my child. This is a grown person now at this point, though. Maybe you need to be like, okay, stop hitting my child in this situation. Yeah. Because saying like, well, why'd you hit him? It's kind of like trying to hear both of them out, which is nice. But this being a grown person is like, okay, I understand that happened, but you're the adult here. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You can definitely set that boundary.
Yeah, I think everybody should be set in that type of situation. I be doing that with my I be doing that with my nephew. Okay. I'll be having to deal with that with my nephew, but he's 9, so that's one of those situations I have to kind of let him know, like, hey, you're the big kid here. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's only 3. He doesn't really know, you know what I'm saying, how to play with you or how to, you know what I'm saying, when you're done playing, when you want to do this instead, you got to be able to, you know what I'm saying, set that boundary. Like, don't put your hands on him, because my nephew has, like, put his hands on my son before, and, like, I'm like, you're older than him, you're bigger than him, you're going to hurt him more than he hurts you. Like, I don't want y'all fighting. Don't hit him. You know what I'm saying? Come tell me if he's bothering you, and I will happily, you know what I'm saying. But when it gets to the point you're hitting, I'm in defense mode for my child. Like, now I'm not even in a space where I can really hear both sides. Exactly. Because now I'm just automatically trying to defend my child and get him out of the situation. So now you're in the wrong. I mean, it's not right that my mind goes that way, but now you're kind of in the wrong because you're the older kid. You hit him. Like, okay, now the situation that could have been solved with just like you walking away or you coming telling me like, hey, he's doing this. Has now escalated because you've gone to the point of like violence, like putting your hand on him. I
mean, age does bring expectations. I mean, if you're the older child or adult in the situation, you're going to be expected to not hit first or even back.
Which could suck, especially for like kids, because they're still trying to figure it out too. They're just trying to understand their emotions and how they want to react to certain things. So it does kind of suck, and I always try to like empathize with my nephew in that. Like, I understand it's hard because you're so much older than him, but you like playing with him, he likes playing with you. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta find a way to, like, you know what I'm saying? And I will happily come and check him for you. Like, you don't have to check him. Like, you can come to me, I will get him together. I'm gonna be on your side too. Like, I'm not choosing just his side all the time. I will, you know, advocate for you, which I have before for my nephew. Like, I'm gonna defend you if my nephew's wrong, if my son is wrong on you too. Like, don't think it's because he's my son, I'm not gonna ever take your side. If he's wrong, and I'm gonna defend you. So, but just come to me, because when it gets to a point of violence, I don't know what's going on. I just know I gotta protect my child.
So, because this is gonna be important when y'all have sleepovers. Because you know they're gonna.
Who's having a sleepover?
I know, because last time you said you ain't gonna. Just for that, I'm just playing. But I mean, it's important to think about because the parent isn't going to be around. Ooh. What happens when they get into it, and then you're the one who has to oversee both kids?
Hey, think about that.
I mean, I've had times where it's just been me and I have both boys.
Okay.
And they, you know, going back and forth, but it's already been established.
Right.
When they're with me,
that's what I would have to do.
When they're with me, I'm not gonna put my hands on nobody else's child.
Yeah.
But I will say something to you, and if you do not listen, then you will get in trouble. Like, you either have to sit and time out or something.
I'm gonna call your parents.
Something.
Okay, that's noted. That's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm probably have to like talk to the parents beforehand.
Yes.
Whether it's sleep over at my house or if I'm letting him go to sleep over somewhere else. Like, let's set the expectation of what this punishment look like.
Yeah.
This is how I punish kids. If you're okay with that, bring them over. If you're not okay with that, they don't have to come.
Yeah.
Same situation. If you decide that you're gonna put your hand on somebody else's kid, okay, my son ain't gonna come.
Exactly.
He might be a little bad. He might do something that you might not like or other kids might not like. He's a kid. It happens. So I don't want to put him in that situation. So I didn't think of thanks, y'all. I didn't think about doing sleepovers where you're the only adult there.
Because like I said, I'm not gonna put my hands on nobody else's child.
Yeah.
But there's people that will. That's why you have
so
discussion.
I'm like,
some people who will.
Right. And that's why
I'm not gonna mess with those people.
Exactly.
I remember, this ain't got nothing to do with nothing, but kind of does. I remember when I was like in high school, I was applying to work in a daycare. And my sister had worked at daycare when she's in high school. And it was like one of the questions, like, if this kid is like being bad, what do you do? I asked my sister, like, what would you say? And she was like, girl, say, I'm going to tell him I'm going to get a big old belt. And I'm like, you can't say that at daycare school. I didn't know she was being for real. I wonder if she remembers that, because I want to ask her, like, were you being serious? I'm like, did you really say this? She's like, yeah, that's what I said at the daycare. I told him to get a belt. I'm like, the daycare was okay with you? So, yeah.
What was your, just to circle back around, what was your best friend trying to say how you should reprimand the kid? Like, yell at them?
So, I don't think she was, I had to keep reiterating, I don't think she was understanding that I had tried to, like,
okay.
So when I was thinking reprimand, I'm thinking when I was getting to the point of like yelling. So we both had kind of like different definitions. So basically, once I kind of really broke down like how it kind of escalated, what I was doing at first was what she would call reprimanding. So she was like, okay, well you were right with how you were doing that, but she doesn't have kids. So
right.
in any scenario she's in with kids, it's like she's working in an event. So she brought me an example of working a wedding at a hotel, and the kids kept going upstairs. So she had to keep on like correcting the kids, and she was like, "Well, how am I gonna find the parent? I don't know these parents. Like, what would you do?" So I told her I would first of all get the kids out the area that they can't be in, and try to put a barrier in place where they can't go up there anymore.
Yeah.
Like whether that's like closing the door, putting somebody at the steps so the kids can go up the steps, something like that. And if especially when they keep doing the whatever you're trying to get them to stop doing, I would make an announcement.
Exactly.
I don't know if that's tacky at weddings, but I would make an announcement like,
not.
hey, if you have any little kids, they keep doing X, Y, and Z. Can you make sure they don't do this? Like that's how you found the parent. Like
your eyes on your children.
Yeah, I was like, but I'm not gonna like really check the kid or like pull somebody's kid and throw them downstairs or like really yell at somebody's kid. But I'm definitely gonna do like the steps, like try to nicely let them know like, hey, I have to go downstairs. Maybe kind of like trying to like
come with me.
Yeah, like come with me.
Show me your mommy.
Yeah, I was trying to like, do y'all want to race? Do y'all want to skip or do you want to race downstairs? Like kind of stuff like that to make them want to go, and then I'll put a block there to stop the situation from happening. But if it still keeps happening, if you can't put a block there, I'm making an announcement. I'm finding the parent. Like I'm not going to keep checking nobody's kid.
Yeah.
I really want to check my own kid.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm just like my kids.
Get your kids.
Get y'all kids, man. More of the story, get y'all kids. Watch y'all kids.
Wherever you are, watch your kids. Store, playground.
Playground. Sorry, people don't ever watch their kids at the playground. I don't get it. That's like maybe because he was a big kid and you could see him from where she was sitting. But I'm on the playground with my child. I don't take my eyes off him. Right. Parents be like letting their kids just roam free. And I'm like, I've seen some stories in a second. Like somebody could snatch a kid in a second.
Yeah.
There was an untold story of a lady who took her kids to the playground and she took her out of him for a second and somebody snatched him. She never found her child. So, but yeah, that was my story. That's the
well, you did really good.
Thank you guys. I feel good about it.
Thank you. All right, ladies. So let's get into the hot topic. So there has been videos circulating around social media of a teacher, a male teacher, an African American male teacher,
black man,
right? Who he was about to, I guess he had an appointment, a hair appointment. So he let, like, there was some downtime if the students got done with their work and stuff like that. He was going to allow them to have downtime. Well, in that downtime, he allowed a few of the female students to help him take down his braids that he already had in his hair. And so a lot of parents thought that was inappropriate. They didn't think that should have been happening. They felt like the teacher was wrong and he needed to be reprimanded.
Which he did. He got fired.
Yeah, he got fired.
He did get fired for it. But what do y'all think? Because some people thought that it was okay. But majority of the people didn't. So, like, how would y'all feel about that? And like, would it be different? Would it be different if it was a female teacher? Would it be different if it was a teacher of another race? Like, where do you draw these lines? Like, what's
initially acceptable? When I saw it, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Me personally, because I didn't really see I mean, so I could kind of see where the arguments people had. I could see where y'all can get that from. I didn't think it was a big deal because it was multiple students, and like the guy had said, I kind of watched some of his like follow-up videos. What he had kind of said was, these are students who like doing hair. Yeah. This is what they like doing. Yeah. You know, they probably have fun doing that. So I kind of didn't see it as a big deal, something they probably wanted to do. Some people were saying hair in the community is like an intimate moment, which I can see it, like, you know, so when you have your hand in somebody's hair, it could be kind of a, you know what I'm saying, when it's like opposite sex. But also, the point he made is, so if you're a man and a woman's doing your hair, you feel like, he said, y'all problem is, y'all probably are smashing the people who's doing your hair, so y'all only see it as intimate because the person you're with is doing your hair. He said he goes to women who are just his hairstylists and they do his hair, so that's not intimate to him. Yeah. So I can see kind of like how people can get it from, you know, if I'm doing my man's hair, that's kind of like an intimate bonding moment between us. Okay. But that's my man. Yeah. So I see it, but then I don't see it. He said he got the permission from the parents to put them on camera. He like signed the release form.
I was wondering that. Okay.
They're okay with it. They love his TikTok. He goes viral sometimes. Yeah. They're always okay with it, and the kids were down for it. And he said it was downside. It wasn't like interfering with their schoolwork. Yeah. So I didn't really see it as a big deal, me personally. Now him afterwards, it's a different story. But in the initial, I was like, I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Because he was saying some of the kids, they see him as like a big brother or a father figure. So he just plays that role. He has 5 sisters, so he's used to, you know, being the dummy, the guinea pig. Yeah. I was saying they did his nails, and some things that they didn't need to mention, but he also play sports with the boys, so he's just very active with his students, and I think that was just what he was doing, was just being active and beneficial for him, right? Because he didn't have time. Some of them was like, well, actually, I was watching another TikTok of a 15-year-old girl who's responding to it because she felt like it wasn't appropriate, and they was mentioning if it was that crunched on time, then why didn't you just reschedule your hair appointment?
That's how I was thinking. I was like, well, what would you have done if the girls wouldn't have did it? Like, what would you have done with your hair? Like, what was he went in with the idea that he's going to have them do his hair.
Do you think he went in with the idea, or was he? Because what was he going to do? During the downtime, maybe he started taking down his hair, and, you know, because he has a relationship. He asked him with his
But he kind of planned it because he asked them, and he also took girls from another class. Oh. He went to the other teacher and like gave him a note, like, when they're done with their work, send them to my class.
Oh, so he was recruiting.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
That's what he said. He said he had people from like girls from other classes. Mm-hmm. They're his students, but they weren't in his class at that time. Okay. So he like had asked them if they would be down for it, and he was like, okay, well, I'm gonna let your teacher know that I need you for something else. Which I feel like was a little kind of, you probably didn't tell the teacher that you were getting to do your hair. He's probably thinking you doing some schoolwork. Right. That was kind of a little deceiving. Yeah. But
my only problem was it was free labor. That shit got paid for it.
Mm-hmm. Somebody asked, are you gonna tip them? He's gonna buy them snacks from their favorite snacks from the store. So that's his payment for them. Some of them said they wanted Popeyes. He's gonna think about it. He said some kids wanted Popeyes, some didn't. So he's trying to find like what would make all the kids happy. So he gave them something.
Okay.
Off of it.
But was it that serious enough for him to be fired though?
Right. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. And you know, he showed like the white guy had the kids bedazzling. He showed a video. There was a white teacher, and he had his white girl students were bedazzling, like putting jewels on his bald head.
And what was the response with that?
Nothing, no outrage. He was like, "Where's the outrage with that one?"
It's because he was a black man.
He said he's black because he's black and handsome.
There's females.
Was he?
There's females that let kids play in their hair all the time.
Yeah.
Like there's been kids that have played in my hair. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Especially if your hair is down. Some people like, oh, it's like, let me do your hair. And they, take all these inanimate objects and just put stuff in your hair. And, I mean...
Would y'all feel different if y'all had daughters, though, involved in that?
I just want to hear your perspective having a daughter around that age. How would you feel if Emery came back and was like, yeah, somebody's hair down? Or if you saw the TikTok, Emery's in there taking her male teacher's hair down, how would you feel?
I wouldn't feel
You
any type of way
Yeah,
because I have a relationship with Emery. She tells me all the tea, all the tea. Even if she had a crush on the teacher, she would tell me that.
Would she?
Yeah, I think it's just how well you know your child and how well you know your teacher.
Yeah. They were all saying lately they were massaging his shoulders and any of that. So I don't think
they wasn't doing that.
He said it's like people were saying it's not like they're massaging his shoulder.
Right,
nothing inappropriate. So in the initial, I didn't think it was inappropriate. However,
yeah, I want to hear this.
Death to the cool teachers, bruh. I'm tired of the extra cool teacher that it teeters a lot of being inappropriate. So his attitude after, he's just very kind of like cocky and doesn't really have any kind of like, I don't want to say remorse because like I said, I don't feel like he was wrong. However, he was also not understanding of how these parents felt.
Yeah.
And he was kind of just like, I don't care how y'all feel, I'm not wrong, and I really didn't.
Can I interject real quick? What's up? So you say he got permission from the girls in the video, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
And the parents.
Yeah.
The girls in the
He got
video.
permission for the parents to be on
record.
camera,
Not to
for
do
him
the
to take his
hair.
down. But if they want to be on his TikToks, they're okay with that.
So were the parents the ones that were upset
I
once
don't
they
know.
seen it?
I don't know
Because
who was upset.
if it wasn't a parent of this child,
think
then I don't care.
some
what
of the
anybody else has
parents-
to say.
I think some people mentioned that some of the parents were upset that happened.
The parents of the girls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Were
know what
they-
parents specifically were
Yeah.
upset,
Uh-huh.
but there were some parents.
I wonder if they were upset after the fact, after seeing like the backlash.
Mm-hmm.
It could be
Because
when you
like
hear
exactly like
when you hear
because
other people's
the backlash
opinions.
is coming now I'm upset.
But you gotta understand, because we have such a creepy society, it's hard. It's like you want to pass it, but then hearing teachers having affairs with students, you can't help but to
Exactly.
go there.
So if that was the case, if I allowed you know, my daughter to take down your hair, and then I find out that you have these secret fantasies about my daughter or something like that, or you was secretly writing my daughter, then of course, yeah, I'm gonna have an issue because I'm like, you know, was this a part of like your scheme to get closer to my daughter?
But you're not gonna know that till
like
later
that?
on.
I mean,
So that's why they're like in that moment, yeah, because they don't know. You could be a creepy teacher.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how you are. You might be having a fantasy because you never know the teacher that's having the fantasy.
Yeah, you don't until they
Until
make
it
it
gets-
public.
until it gets revealed. Until they get caught. So you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of one of those, and that's why I say death to the cool teacher, because being the cool teacher has gotten to a point like you could be a cool teacher without trying to be their peer.
Mm-hmm.
That's what about. There's a guy here locally who got a lot of backlash for how he like interacts with his kids, like his students, because he's very. I don't know. I feel like before you get into the school system, they need to ask the question: did you peak in high school and you got no other accomplishments outside of high school? Because you could tell the people that are still trying to relive the high school career. Like one of his videos, he had said, so his students he called his students bestie, which I think is kind of weird.
I think it's
like
weird
with your
too.
students calling you, and that's what another one of my friends who works in the school system, she said her students call her bestie all the time. Does she call them bestie back? No, that's weird. That's inappropriate. I'm a grown woman. You're not my best friend.
And weren't they just females calling him bestie?
Yes. But he says he likes to meet them where they are, which you can do that without trying to be them.
Right.
With all the, what's up, gang? What's up, bestie? What's up, OG? What's up, foe? And he would say all these different terms that he, like, talks to his kids about. He's like, yeah, because they're going to be like, yeah, Mr. White's so cool, and da-da-da, he sees me, and this and that, and just, like, I don't know. Like, his attitude, how he interacts with his kids was just kind of, like, it didn't, like, I feel like you could be the cool teacher without being, like, you're trying to be their friend.
Right.
Like, I had teachers, some of my favorite teachers weren't the ones that was trying to be. I had teachers in school that was, you could tell they was trying to be the cool with the kids, especially the female teachers that was real cool with, like, the boy athletes.
Yeah.
That's so creepy. I used to hate the teachers like that, because why are you being so buddy and extra nice with the male athletes?
want the
You're giving real
attention?
creep. Like, yeah, and he had posted another tweet that a teacher put, and she was like showing, like, she had like leggings, and she was showing her butt, and she was like, "Do you think my 10th grade boys are looking at me?" Like stuff like the cool like that bothers me. Things like that.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know. I don't like the
teachers
trying to be cool, or you see the TikToks of the teachers where they're talking crazy to the kids, because they're talking like that's their homie. I don't really like those type of teachers because like there's still a level of professionalism. Right. Like you can still relate to the kid. You can still be cool without trying to be like their peer, their friend, or trying to be like them.
Yeah.
So should I feel some type of way? Because I mean, I don't do that with my kids at the school. Like they all love me, you know, stuff like that. They want to run up to me, you know, hug me all the time and stuff. Kids I don't even know, but you know, so I'm lovable to my kids and stuff like that. But my son's teacher, she calls him her bestie. So she'll send me a message like if he's not there, I'm just checking on my bestie. You know, see if he see what's going on, you know, and stuff like that. So should I feel some type of way about that? And then like I also in high school, I also had teachers that I was real cool with. Like anytime I would get off the bus and I would walk to the corner store, knowing I ain't had no business walking to the corner store. I'm supposed to be in school. Walking to the corner store, one of my teachers, they in the store and they're like, get in the car so I can take you to the school before y'all late. You know what I'm saying?
That's the cool teacher that's not trying to be your peer. They're getting you together what you should be doing.
Yeah.
But I also had a teacher who corrected me, tried to get me to do what I was supposed to be doing. But as soon as I graduated, here comes the DM.
See how creepy that gets?
So exactly. See, so like, he never did anything in school, but outside of school, it's like, well, what were you thinking about in school?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Even though you never acted on it. I mean, so
but
who
see
knows?
How the line is so thin.
Yeah, but he was never the cool teacher. He wasn't the cool teacher. He was the teacher.
He was cool to you though, right? Because he gave you the ride.
No, that was a totally different teacher.
So he was just a plain Jane type of teacher.
The teacher that gave me a ride was one of my teachers, and like he was cool. We were straight.
Okay, but the teacher that wasn't cool was the one that was
slitting her.
But he was the one, you know, the one that I thought, you know, like, oh my God, like this man hates me. You know what I'm saying?
But he really was.
He was the one that's like, as soon as I graduated, slid in the DM. So, and still slides.
That's.
First note about the kid. So, with Kendra being 4, somebody calling the best, that's not as creepy because it's just a kid. Like, we know that kid's not really your bestie. It's a time. But somebody who's 16, 17, you trying to say they're your bestie, that gets kind of weird because, like, okay, are you really trying to. Like, you know, if I call Kendra my bestie, he's not really my bestie.
So, what's the age cutoff?
Exactly. What's the cutoff?
Puberty.
And I think that's why.
Why makes it like what makes it 12? Like what makes it puberty?
Because
like,
of the hormones.
You have females in puberty at 7, 8 nowadays.
Really? But so what? Where do we draw the line as far as like everything being like sexualized?
We not in this society.
Puberty. That's literally the mark of like sexualization. Technically, that's when you're able to like have kids. Then you're going through different like hormonal situations.
Well, I just think there's a time and a place, and at school, you're at school.
So we want to get beyond just saying puberty. We can say high school, middle school, even
middle school, because they wild in middle school.
Yeah, that's the age where things can get inappropriate and can get muddy. Not saying it can't in elementary school, but
so what if it was reversed? What if like he had no like he didn't feel no type of nothing for these kids or whatever, but would it still look bad on him if the kid was the one like, oh no, I want to take down his hair because I like him or something like that?
Would it look bad on him?
Yeah.
If he let him do it? I mean, I don't think the actual was wrong though. Either way, the hair thing, I don't think it was wrong. That's not the part I'm saying. I don't think it was wrong.
It's just he's not drawing a clear line.
Yeah. He's
just being way too friendly, which is blending the lines. and he's not understanding.
Which I think could also have probably played a part in why some parents are uncomfortable, because he's already a super friendly teacher, and now you let these kids play in your hair. Maybe if he was a mean teacher, they might not care as much. I don't know though. I don't think it was bad. Mean teacher, nice teacher. I don't think the hair thing was a problem. I can't speak for the parents who thought it was a problem. I don't know.
And it
was
probably
a mean
explains
teacher,
why those other teachers who had the kids plaiting their hair, like the white man, because we didn't bring that up, but
because he didn't have no hair, so
he wasn't that always that friendly.
But with that, you would think that's even more intimate because they're touching your bare skin.
Exactly.
So
they still didn't care. And then the woman, then the woman get her hair played in too.
Yeah, women get their hair played in all the time. Like especially like women teachers, we get our hair played in all the time.
Like little girls playing in your hair?
Little girls, and I don't know if that's a thing because another little girl is playing a girl's hair.
The same
but even if a little boy came and was like, you know, trying to throw blocks in my hair and wrap my hair with a block or something like that, like they're exploring.
But y'all work in elementary school, so I also kind of think people look at it differently.
Yeah.
Because they're so young.
It's the middle and high school age.
It's their age that's definitely the problem. Like if it's little elementary school kids, they probably wouldn't care as much.
So I feel like
if it was some little elementary school girls putting glitter in their teacher's hair, they probably
then I feel like you should just nip everything. Like it shouldn't be acceptable no matter what age you are.
I don't disagree with you.
I think that's where I was trying to get to without, you know.
Yeah.
In the nutshell, like I feel like it shouldn't be acceptable anywhere.
Well, they probably not gonna do it now.
Just like
you're not wrong.
No teacher is supposed to have any kid in their lap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But like there's times where, you know, a little girl is upset, so a teacher might pick her up and you know, love on her. A little boy might be upset, you might pick him up and love on him or something like that. But of course, you know, get older and there's another one, you know, a 5th grader is upset and come get in your lap and you want to love on him.
But
and they be like, oh no, because he might be trying to touch your boobs, or you might be trying to, you know, motorboat him with your boobs or something like.
But think about the difference of like a male teacher having like a little girl and then having like a 16-year-old girl in his lap.
It's clear difference.
It's a difference.
It should just be nipped in general.
Or you having a 5-year-old little boy in your lap, and then you have some 17-year-old boy in your lap. Would you look at that the same?
I would look at both.
Well, not true. But do you think, or if it's somebody that's not you, somebody you don't know completely, you see some woman have this like little boy in her lap and have some grown boy in her lap. You think it's like, would you see it the same exact way?
Like if you seen a grown, I mean not
it
grown, but
an
older kid sitting on Santa.
It depends on where we are. Some 16-year-olds might.
I haven't seen.
They might not. They might still feel like Santa's real. They may not have known. Nobody probably, you know, ruined that for them. They might have been so, like, you know, just.
Do you think we need to stop over-sexualizing everything?
I mean, nowadays, like, you can, I guess. Like, it just is what it is. It's America.
It's America.
But, I mean, I feel like, I just personally feel like there shouldn't be, like, I guess an age, or I feel like everything should be clear across the board.
Okay, I agree with that.
So
I'm okay with that.
It shouldn't be
because there are inappropriate
a 4-year-old,
too.
right? It shouldn't be a 4-year-old, you know, playing in an adult's hair. It shouldn't be a 15-year-old playing in an adult's hair. Shouldn't be a 30-year-old playing in an adult's hair.
When you say playing in an adult's hair, you talking about at school?
Yeah,
or
like
just anywhere?
Yeah, like at school, whatever.
At school, we at school.
I just think there needs to be a clear divide between a teacher and student relationship.
Yeah.
Because I do think some teachers are so focused on being the cool teacher that they have these inappropriate friendships with their kids.
Yeah.
Or like the guy here, I think he was like smoking weed with his students and like, you know what I'm saying? Stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I even think the teacher with her, I think he was like playing video games outside of school with his kids. I don't know if I would be okay with that.
Yeah,
I don't think I would be okay with my child, my underage child, having a friendship with their teacher.
That gives me that documentary. That documentary. Remember? Oh, the one with the Nickelodeon one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think I would be okay with that no matter the age. 15, 16, 10, 8. I don't want my child on Roblox with the headphones talking to a teacher. That's weird. That's a weird divide relationship. That's a weird. You're muddying those lines between teacher and student.
So when they were messaging in him, did you feel like that was weird too?
He said it was emails, so I don't think it's as bad as emails. If they were text messages, that is weird because they had the personal number. But he did clear up that they were emails that he was reading. So that's not as bad. You're gonna have your teacher's email. Like that's not. I don't think that was inappropriate. That he was writing his messages. Like if it was texting, then yes. Why they have your number? They should not have your personal number. That's weird. Why you talking to my kid outside of school? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Especially about things that are, you know what I'm saying, beyond, that's not even about school, you know?
Like, so that school setting, and the reason why I brought up an older age is because there's you know, younger students that have relationships with their older professors. So.
Yeah.
But with adults, it's a little, you know, there's an age of consent with adulthood, though.
Remember,
I do think a professor-teacher relationship is inappropriate.
Exactly, it's still inappropriate.
But it's not going to be looked at the same way as like underage kids, though.
Yeah. Have y'all seen Pretty Little Liars?
I've seen them.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've seen them.
Why did we normalize that? That was like, when I used to say my favorite show back then, Pretty Little Liars was my favorite show.
But that dynamic.
Why did we normalize this high school teacher having a relationship? Why did we love that couple so much? And they got together, they married in the end. Like, why are we okay with that? That is so disturbing. And they normalized that on the show. Did they make the show for us to be like, nah, I agree with it? Or are they trying to normalize it? That's why Hollywood's freaking weird. Y'all was trying to romanticize a teacher-student relationship. That's creepy. Hollywood's
and then when it's
creepy.
happening in real life.
Exactly. But, you know, in college, but it's like two consenting adults, so it's a little different.
Two consenting, what do you mean?
For like a college student.
Yeah.
So, if I'm in college, is there an age on a college, you know, student?
No.
What do you mean?
Because there's 14-year-olds that go to college all the time.
They're still underage, under 18.
But they're in college.
I said a grown college person.
Okay.
I said an adult. I said consenting adults.
Okay.
So you know what I mean? But me personally, like if I'm speaking personally, I'm just playing devil's advocate. If I'm speaking personally, I don't think a student should be having a relationship with a professor. Like romantic. Period. Yeah. But it's gonna be looked at differently than if a high school student was having an affair with her teacher because this person is an adult. They're technically over the age of consent.
And it's almost like they're taking advantage of that younger person.
Yeah. When they're underage.
So what's the age of consent?
18.
And they also try to say with the adolescents, they're still developing. Their brain is still developing, so that's always the argument with that.
Some adults whose brains still.
We do. There's a girl on TikTok going viral right now because she's 26 and her boyfriend's 19, and they're talking about how they call her a pedophile. Which, granted, he's technically over the age of 18, but he's still a teenager, so he's still really developing. So it's kind of one of those situations. I'm just speaking.
We just need to
cut it all off. We do. Yeah. I agree with that. But if we're speaking legality, and like say what morally looks like, you know. Whew. But age of consent does vary with state. But I think for like a generalization is 18. I think some states 18, some is 17, some is 16. So just to do like an all around the board.
Some say your parent can sign off on it.
Yeah. But if you're doing like an all around the board, 18, because you're technically considered an adult. So
it could get messy too.
With the parents getting involved?
Signing off on it. Or something like it. That could get messy too.
It's between them and the kid and the other person.
Especially when money's involved. Ain't that what happened with
Probably.
Aaliyah?
Elvis.
That's
oh, y'all see the actor? Oh, what's his name? Woody Allen, I think. What's it? Let me fact check that. He's married to his adopted daughter.
Oh, that's a whole.
Woody Allen. Woody Allen. He's an actor. Him and his wife adopted like a little Asian little girl. He raised her, and now he's married to her.
I think I've heard of that.
That's a whole other time for another
Yeah.
time. But your moral of the story is same across the board.
Yes,
is what
it
it
should
should
be
be. And I agree with
same
that.
across the
Yeah.
board.
I do agree with that because it does get
It
sticky.
shouldn't be appropriate, period, no matter what age.
Yeah, because just because somebody's in high school or older, there's people who prey on little kids too. So it could be inappropriate in all kinds of scenarios.
Okay.
You don't know. My moral of the story is definitely the cool teacher. You could be a cool teacher without trying to be their friend. That's all I gotta say. I had teachers that they were so cool, but they never tried to be me.
Yeah.
They never tried to talk like me or
Yeah.
act like me or dress like me.
Yeah.
They
It was
still
just
showed
them.
that they were an adult and they were professional and they were like authority, but still made a safe space I could come talk to them. That's what I think teachers should be.
He was young though, right? He was like what, in his 20s?
He was younger.
He live and learn.
I think he peaked in high school, but whatever. All right.
I think that has to be silly.
All right, so we can go ahead and get into the mommy moments. Who wants to share their mommy moments?
So I have a mommy moment.
What happened, girl?
So here we go with the playground stuff. And my son said he wanted to go to the water park.
Okay.
So we wasn't going because I get off around like 5 o'clock. So we wasn't going to like no Kentucky Kingdom or nothing like that. And so I was like, okay, well, I can take him to that little park at the waterfront that has, all the water splash and stuff. So we go, and he's all excited. He has on his, his swim shorts and swim shoes and stuff like that, water shoes, whatever. And we get there. He walks down the steps. He sees the water, and he's like, "Mommy, I'm not getting in the water."
Oh.
He's like, "No, I'm not." And I'm like, "So what was the point?"
Why he went to the water park?
Of coming here.
It sounded good.
And that you wanted to go
It
to the
sounded
water
good.
park.
It was my bestie messed up. It's like,
And so I was just like, "You getting in this water?" I'm like, cause I literally just drove 30 minutes down here, putting no gas in my car. Gas $5 a gallon. For nothing? No. Mm-mm. So I let him play a little bit on the slides and whatever else. And, we ran a couple, around the park a couple times. And I was like, okay. Ready to get in the water? No. Okay. Take my hand. Like, can I hold my mommy's hand? So he grabbed my hand. We're walking. And then I push him in the water. And he screamed his head off.
Aww.
it was probably cold.
He's ready now.
I don't care.
Better now than
I'm
never.
like, look, no, you're going to get in this water. So, yeah, I pushed him in the water, and he was just so upset. He was crying.
Aww.
Yeah, I was like, oh, come here. And he's like, no, Mommy, no.
How could you do this to me?
He's like, all trust. That's his villain origin story.
He was so mad. And then he ended up telling my mama. He was like,
He told on you?
yes, he did. He's like, Mimi, Mommy pushed me in the water. She was being so mean. Mommy, don't ever do that again. You need to apologize. You need to say I'm sorry.
Period. We love a kid that respects his own boundaries.
And I was like, you know what? I said, I'm sorry, baby, for pushing you in that water. I said, but I feel like you also owe Mommy an apology. For making Mommy drive all the way to the water park because you said you wanted to get in the water and then you didn't get in the water.
Did he take all of it?
Right.
And he's like, no. he's like, no, because I wasn't mean. I said, that was mean. That was very
Did you at
mean.
least get in the water?
No. I didn't want to go to the water park. He's like,
Points are being made.
He's like, no, because I wasn't being mean. I said, you was being mean. I said, you hurt Mommy's feelings because I drove all the way down here and you didn't want to get in the water.
He's gonna apologize.
He's like, but just don't do that again.
He's like, forget the apology. Just don't let it happen no more.
And I was like, you're right, baby. So don't say nothing else about going to a water park because we're not.
I wonder if he went with another kid.
That was my mommy moment. Huh?
He
literally had just gone to the water park with my sister in Tennessee.
Well, he wants to go to the one in Tennessee. You didn't take him to the right one. You didn't take him to the right one.
Water is water.
He went to the
Ooh, child, the ghetto.
Right.
That's why I didn't like the water in Tennessee.
Hey, he took one look and knew. He knew.
No, he a little bougie, a little bit. I do want to toast, though, to having that conversation. I love that you were able to talk to him and he's able to express his emotions and you expressed yours.
Yeah.
Even though you didn't get your apology.
I know, right?
It still was good that you had the conversation. All right.
He learned that day.
He did. He ain't gonna. He gonna
Don't play with
He gonna ask. He ain't gonna say the word water park ever again.
Right.
All right. Well, with that, thank you guys so much for tuning in to the Mommy First podcast.
Where you're a mommy first.
And a baddie immediately after.
These women fine about their business, how y'all fuck them over. And wonder why you saved in contacts as sperm donor. They hard immune to fuck niggas, they can't feel a thing. He blowing up her phone like a bitch, she just watching.